Hello everyone, my name is Anuj and I welcome you to Master Excel now. And today we are going to see how we can use Control plus E or flash fill to get the information without using complex formulas. And before we do that, do remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified when we upload a new video. At the same time, if you've not already enrolled for a free Excel for Beginners class, which is on 12th Sunday at 4 p.m. IST, please fill the enrollment form in the video description below. And this class is absolutely free. So now let's jump on to our topic for today, which is working with Flash Fill. The shortcut key for this on Windows is Control E. Now, the purpose of flash fill is to identify the output from one or more sample outputs and work on the range to get you the same data. So how it works is very simple. So for example, here in my first data set, I have order number with R with a hash key. Now, what I would do is usually I could either type them manually or I can go ahead and say here in data, text to column and delimit when I click next. Where it says other, I would say hash and next. Now I see order and the numbers here. Finish. Okay, so here it is how it will turn out to be. Now you notice that here it says order and here is the number, but that's not what I want. What I want is just 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want it for all of these. So what I do is I tell the system what I need here in the first one, and then I go to cell which is C3, press Control E on my keyboard, and I get all the results. Let's try it doing it from the button. So you go to data on your Excel. Here it says flash fill, and it fills the information. Let's try a different example. So here I have a few names and I want the first letter of each of these names to be a capital. So they should be Apple. Again, once I've given it a sample, I would go ahead and press here on flash fill and it does that. The alternate way is I want to all of these to be in uppercase. Apple, I go ahead, press Control E, and everything turns to be the uppercase. Now let me turn it back to, let's say, smaller case with an additional S at the end. So I say apples. And now when I press flash fill from here, so you notice that all of them have turned to a lowercase with an additional S at the end. So what does flash fill do is it checks this data against your original data, understands the changes and applies it throughout, and then uses the format. So if it is a capital, it will use capital. If it is a smaller case, it will use a smaller case. So any changes from the original data will be reflected in the data set below. So in the next one, we have John Doe, Richard Black, Anthony Smith. So first name and last name are here. And usually if I have to get their full names, I would type the formula equals to concatenate, and then I will choose John, comma, quotes open, space, quotes close, comma, the next one, and hit enter. So I get John Doe, right? Now, if I try and using flash fill here, it gives me an error because this is a formula itself. Flash fill will not be able to copy this all the way down. What if I go ahead and just type the first one manually and then hit flash fill? See. So now we got everything here. Now, the difference is, let's say I go ahead and change black to, let's say, joy. If it was a formula, Richard's name would have changed to Richard Joy. However, it does not get changed in flash fill. Flash fill is like copy paste values. So when using this, you have to understand that any changes to the original data will not get reflected once you use flash fill. Moving on. So the next one I have here is I have the name, a comma, and the address. And I only need the address. So I have the first one filled out, 123 Main Street. I go here and click flash fill. In the next one, probably I just need 123. Instead of main with a capital M, I'm going to use main with a small m and street the way it is. Hit enter. Now when I say flash fill, what it does is it changes O from oak, elm from, E from elm, P from pine, and C from cedar, all in smaller cases. Okay, so let's give it another one. Here, I'm going to say 124, not 123. I repeat, 124 Main Street. Everything is in smalls. So just a guess. What will happen? Will it add 1 to 456, 789, 101, and 234? See, it would use 124 and then it will take the remaining address from the rest of the columns, right? So what it did was it identified that there is a change and used it. So why do I need it? So for example, you have a batch number and you want to apply that batch number with the other information. So other information uh, can be different, but the batch number has to be constant. So an example like this can be very useful. So I apply the batch number and then I use the respective information from each of these cells. Again, there could be a lot of ways to use it. This is just one of uh, the examples that I shared. So guys, Splashfill can be quite rewarding if used correctly. And once again, before I move on, I would really request that you like, share, and subscribe our channel. Have a nice day.